value of modern enterprise service management. So the agenda encompasses really what is enterprise service management. We're going to look at the common pains that modern enterprise service management helps to address. And number 3, how you can start your journey with enterprise service management. So just a very quick introduction to our hosts here today. AlfaPeople UK are a Microsoft Dynamics business consultancy. We are an international business based in 18 countries around the world. We have over 600 staff and we specialise in Microsoft Dynamics 365, what used to be CRM and AX. We're also the Provance IT Service Management Solution Specialist. We're the only worldwide Provence partner implementing ITIL-based service management solutions. So Provance ITSM is an ITIL-aligned IT service management tool. It's built on the Microsoft Dynamics 365 platform. It's Pink Verified certified for 11 ITIL processes. So really, it's a great alternative to mainstream ITSM tools for the businesses that are wanting to leverage their present and current investment in the Microsoft toolset. The Provence solution will benefit greatly from the ongoing investment that Microsoft makes in their solutions. So modern enterprise service management is a way of looking at service management and its impact across the whole business, from the operation of service management and practical processes within the ITIL framework guidelines to the service delivery, project management, and social engagement with customers. AlfaPeople have developed and work with 4 key pillars to allow for successful IT service management. Firstly, you need to think about the customers and their initial interaction with the business. How is this working? Can you map the user journeys? What is communication like? And what is the customer experience? Number 2, we need to leverage on this. We need to think about the multiple channels of communication, enabling an omni-channel approach to customers to interact as they wish to. Thirdly, at AlfaPeople, we are digital transformation experts. We are not happy with an implementation unless we're driving a big change within a client site, unless we're using innovation from technology and turning technology into a real digital enabler. Finally, we look to the technology to drive meaningful insights, both operational and predictive, to assist with decisions, whether they're around resourcing, performance, management, or change. So we're going to use a demonstration to show you how to combat the common pains, and then I'll come back to help you understand how we can assist you on your journey. So I'm going to hand over to Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. You can take us away.
Thank you, Kate. Very excited to be here today and to show you a little bit of the capabilities of Provance ITSM. So I'll start off with some self-service and automation. Self-service will be via the self-service portal, and then the automation will be kicked off from within ITSM to Azure and back to ITSM. Now, for the portal, what I'll do is I'll create a service request, and then it would activate an approval if we set one up earlier in the system. But ultimately, the automation will be triggered from within ITSM and then into Azure to generate a new user. But I've got a little chatbot who is going to help me, assist me get some information before I even get on the portal. For that, I'm going to have to go to use my Skype for Business. So I'm just going to Skype. So I'm going to go to Skype. So what Skype does is we've linked it up with Azure to get some feedback from, FAQ web pages, as well as some knowledge base. In this particular demo, we have pointed it to our self-service portal, and I would like to get some information. So I'll just go ahead and say hello to my bot and see if he's awake. Oh, hi there. Okay. Let's be a bit friendly and say, how are you? Got feelings, right? Okay. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so I literally just want to know how to raise a service request for a new hire. How do I, so I type in, how do I raise a request for a new hire? And what this would do, it should retrieve the relevant web page for me to go and navigate to. So there we go. I say, okay, thank you. Just to end the conversation. Oh, not a question, but anyway. No, fine. Okay. So I'll exit that, but I'm going to go to the link provided now. So what that would do is it would pop up the self-service portal, as I said, mentioned earlier. And it also brings the knowledge base article, which is fantastic. So I can just follow the following steps, click on the link, and to help me raise a new service request for a new hire. I'm just going to go ahead and click it. So what this would do is, once I fill this in, and submit it, it will go into create a brand new service request record within the ITSM solution and trigger off the processes afterwards. For purpose of time, I'm just going to show you one I did earlier. And this is exactly what it would look like once I fill in the details, and it would have set up the request. From here, I can close the ticket if I wanted to, but if there's some automation that can do that, can also do that for us afterwards. Whilst I'm on the portal, I might as well explain some of the things I can actually do. As a user, I could raise some more support cases, tickets, or service requests, either from there or from the service catalog. And if I had privileges to do some approvals, I could do that as well. I could also view some of the most popular articles that are available on the portal. And I could also change my profile if I really wanted to, change my name to Lucy Lou if I wanted to. Now, remember this, it's worth mentioning that this portal is fully customizable. You can also brand it to your own brand. It is hosted in Azure, and we can add as many things as we want to do as far as it's available within ITSM. Okay, we've been talking about ITSM. I might as well show you what the system looks like. So this is a typical dashboard for a manager role, and it's the incident dashboard. Within here, as a manager, service manager, I could see my incidents by category, incidents by owner, or incidents by priority. Now, these are out-of-the-box dashboards, come shipped in with once you install Provance. There are numerous other dashboards available. I could show you another one in a second, but out of the box, you can gain valuable insights from the data that's held within ITSM without even any other configuration. Now, if you obviously wish to, you can add as many more charts and views as you like. I'd like to get a bit more information about the data that has made up this chart. So I would like to drill into this chart. And what that does on the left-hand side, as you can see, it's brought up, a list of records that have made up the chart on the right. If I wanted to drill even further down, I could say, okay, give me filter by service, for instance, and it's giving me a different representation in a bar chart. So it's nice and interactive, but I'm aware of time, so I'm just going to go to another type of dashboard. This is slightly different from the managerial dashboard. This is what a service user might see. A service user might want to see the number of tickets that's been assigned to he or she, and the next SLA due date, because it needs to keep track of KPIs, and other information like the tickets that have been raised from other tickets that have been raised from the portal. Now, if I wanted to see more information about other tickets that have been assigned to my team, I could also view the dashboards here, and they're all interactive as well. Now, if I go to the service request that I raised earlier from the portal, this is what the record looks like within ITSM. Straight away, you can see it's a nice flat structure. I can see all the information, necessary information available to me, like the summary, when it was raised, who raised it, and I could also see the ticket template that was used. Now, what is a ticket template, you might ask? Well, the name template gives it the meaning. It's already pre-populated with relevant information, so I wouldn't have to even worry about putting more information if I was a service user, because the standard stuff has already been set up. In the middle, I could see communications that have been ongoing with this service request. And I could also, if I wanted to, add more activities like appointments or create a new email or even raise an approval from here. And in the middle, I see some knowledge base articles that were available at the time of the service request being raised in the portal. And I can make some notes if I wanted to. Now, I'm aware the SLA timer is running, and if I was a service representative, I would see and make sure that I kept in track with my KPIs by responding in time. And I can also see my due date, SLA due dates, and priority along the top. I could also view all the actions available to me on the top right, on the top left-hand corner as well. But because of the purpose of this demo is automation, the idea is that the service representative need not make any changes to this service request, and that an automation call would have been triggered once the service request was raised and approved by an approver by the portal. It would have gone into to run a webhook link in Azure and generated the Active Directory user from the Azure runbook. So what I'm going to do now is just go over to the Azure so you can see the automation dashboard that will represent all the stuff I've been talking about. So in here, we've set up an automation account. And from here, I can see all my runbooks. I can see the jobs that I've been running. And in here, I can see all the completed jobs, automation jobs that have been triggered from within ITSM. And what's more important, I can also see the input parameters as well as the end result. Input parameters that were being fed from the portal, remember, to ITSM and transferred to Azure to create the user, which is brilliant because now there's no need for a service user or even an Azure admin to have to manually create a service user. It would have just been done from the runbook. Okay, so whilst we're here, I want to mention the OMS Operation Management Suite dashboard. That's another integration we have, which is great, between ITSM and Operations Manager. And we are one of 3 vendors that currently have this OMS integration. From here, I can gain valuable insights from all the services that I've been monitoring, where we've installed agents to gain all the data. For instance, if a virtual machine has been shut down, or if a hard disk has been is near capacity, I could raise alerts straight from within OMS directly into ITSM as an event or as an incident, and it would be done automatically. Now I'll go ahead and show you what the connectors look like. This is the ITSM connector that we have currently as one of the 3 privileged vendors. Now, from within here, as you can see on the right-hand side, I have set up some connections to the ITSM organizations where I wish for alerts or events to be created. Speaking of alerts, I can go to my alert section, and I've set up a few alerts already where I've been monitoring a few servers, and I just want to get some information in the background whenever an event has occurred. So I'll go ahead and show you what a search query can look like. And this is the alerts settings area. On the left-hand side, you can see, you give it a name, you give it a description, severity on the left. But the search query is key because that way I can give specifically the query that I would need to get information back from the servers or the virtual machines that I want to get data from. I give it a frequency, how often I want the queries to run, and how often I want it to be fed into ITSM. But what's important is this ITSM actions bit, because here is where I set up the connection. I set up what type of record I want created within ITSM. If I wanted an event, I could select the drop down to an event or an incident. Currently, those are the two things we want. And if I had a ticket template, I could also select one from within here, which would go and feed all the necessary information to create a service request or a ticket or an event in ITSM. So it's a really cool integration we have. Lastly, I would go back to the slides to explain one of the other things I wanted to show you today. Oh, sorry. I think I'm on. Oh, that looks like the end of my part. I thought I had one more thing to say. Well, in summary, then, I hope you've been wowed with this little snippet of what the capabilities of ITSM and the integrations we have with Azure. I raised the service request from the portal with the aid of a little chatbot, as I said earlier, and showing you a bit of automation running from within ITSM directly into Azure. And I showed you some out-of-the-box dashboards, that come shipped with the installation of ITSM. And I showed you some OMS and some Skype as well. So over to you, Kate. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm really thankful for your time. Thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you. Brilliant. Okay, so AlfaPeople actually employ ITIL accredited experts who have been working in this particular space and with these applications for many, many years. We've had many requests for assistance as a business, and not only to implement systems, but to help organisations get on with their accreditation paths, their ITIL accreditation paths. For this purpose, we've pulled together a set of services that we can offer our clients. One of those is the ITIL maturity assessment that you can see on the screen here. AlfaPeople can help you to determine where your processes sit and where you actually need to be. In the middle here, you've got the ITIL awareness training. So let us educate your teams and to help them understand the ITIL processes that are very relevant to your business. And finally, the ITIL process re-engineering. So we can also completely redesign your processes and make sure that they align with ITIL best practice. So please get in contact with us if you think that we can help your organisation here. So a number of our clients are choosing the natural progression of implementing Provance ITSM and modern enterprise service management into their Microsoft estates, whether it's healthcare providers, managed service providers, public sector, or private. Finally, I'll leave you with a statement from one of our modern enterprise service management clients, Simon Walters from Ultima. Ultima have implemented Provance ITSM, Dynamics 365, CRM and operations to provide automation, like we've seen today, operational efficiency, and improved customer experience to top it all off. So should you have any questions at all, please raise them via the message bar in the presentation, and we'll do our best to get back to them. Thank you for your attention. We look forward to hearing from you in the near future.